In this video, we will talk about the film of 1983, One Deadly Summer, which is the story of a girl named Ellie, who started an affair with a boy named Pimpon in a French village. But Ellie had another purpose behind this affair. In a small village in France, a girl named Ellie came to live with her parents. In the same village, a boy named Pimpon works as a mechanic. Like others, Pimpon also found Ellie very beautiful, but Ellie never paid attention to him. Pimpon also works as a firefighter. And one night when he was returning home, his friend George told him that he was having an affair with Ellie. Pimpon lives with his two brothers, his mother and his aunt. As soon as he came to the village, Ellie became famous, but people started spreading rumors that Ellie had an affair with many men. Because of all these things, Pimpon always thinks about Ellie. But one day, while repairing his car, he asked his brother Mickey about Ellie. And Mickey advised him that it would be better for him to stay away from Ellie. But Pimpon was not ready to do this. One day, while spending time in the club, Mickey told Ellie that Pimpon likes her. And this is how they started talking to each other. Soon they started getting closer to each other, but Pimpon could not get ahead of the conversation, and he had to leave Ellie and go home. Seeing his brother disappointed, Mickey began to explain to him that he would get better girls. But only Ellie was running in Pimpon's mind. A few days later, Ellie came to Pimpon's garage and started spending time with him on the pretext of repairing her cycle. Villagers talk about Ellie's character, so Pimpon's mother did not like her being there. In the conversation, Ellie told him that she has stopped talking to George. And soon Pimpon also understood that she deliberately spoiled her cycle so that he could get an excuse to meet Pimpon. Soon Ellie asked Pimpon to go on a date. But neither Pimpon's mother was happy with this, nor Ellie's mother. Still, Ellie and Pimpon did not care about it. They went to the city a little far from the village, but on the way Ellie felt that Pimpon was just trying to take advantage of her. As soon as she trusted Pimpon, she agreed to move on. And in a luxurious hotel, they started spending time with each other. Everything was going well at first, but suddenly while drinking alcohol, Ellie started looking worried about something. She started crying, saying that no one really loves her. But Pimpon took care of her and calmed her down. That night, Ellie and Pimpon came close to each other, but Ellie actually came to Pimpon for some other purpose. She knew Pimpon's past father and considered that man a demon. Ellie deliberately did bad things so that her mother scolded or beat her, but her mother has been scared for years. And that's why Ellie is disappointed. Ellie and Pimpon's affair started, and Pimpon also told her family about their relationship. Ellie left her home and decided to live with Pimpon, but she did not tell her mother the reason for doing this. Soon the whole village found out that they were going to live together in Pimpon's house. Ellie really started liking Pimpon, but she could not forget her purpose. The atmosphere in Pimpon's house started changing, and Ellie deliberately started troubling that family. In the desire to take revenge on Pimpon's father, she started befriending Pimpon's aunt. Ellie wanted to know about that piano which is lying in Pimpon's house because she had seen that piano somewhere before. But she was told that Pimpon's father had brought that piano when he was young, and since then that piano is in this house. Ellie was slowly losing her mental balance, and this was known by Pimpon's second brother Bobo. But he did not say anything to Pimpon. A few weeks passed and Ellie started becoming a part of that family. She used to remember her past and knew that she would never get the same happiness as she was happy in her childhood. The attempts to become a part of the family started succeeding, and one day she told Pimpon that she is pregnant, and that's why she is making clothes for her child. Hearing this, Pimpon decided to marry Ellie, and to tell her about the marriage, Ellie went to her mother. Her mother was very happy to know about the marriage, but when Ellie told her that he is the son of an Italian, her mother was shocked. And then Ellie's mother Paula remembered her past, which had ruined her life. In 1955, Paula used to live a little far from the city. People used to get lost in that place, and one day 3 people got lost and reached Paula's house. They left from there, but they came back late at night, and those 3 people beat Paula and forced her. Those 3 kept torturing her for hours, and the same piano was in their truck, which is in Pimpon's house. That's why Ellie came to take revenge from those 3 people. Ellie hated Pimpon's father, but she was very close to the rest of the family, and everyone started liking her except Pimpon's mother. Pimpon's mother knew that Ellie was hiding something because the piano that Ellie asked about was brought by Pimpon's father with his 2 friends in 1955. Pimpon's aunt was slowly losing her memory, and only Ellie understood this. At that time, Ellie told that she was also slowly moving towards depression, and she was afraid that she would lose her mental balance soon. A few days later, Pinpon's aunt told Ellie that she knew that Ellie wanted to know about the piano. That piano came to her house 8 months before Ellie was born. Ellie said out of fear that she didn't want to know anything, but still she told Ellie about those 2 people who had come to that house with the piano. One of them was Lebelek, about whom Ellie reached the other city. She also got to know about the 3rd person, Tourette, and she went to Tourette on the pretext of renting a house. She also met Lebelek after going a little far, whom she told that he is a teacher who wants to get a shelf made for books from him. By telling her false name, Ellie started to trap them in her trap, and then she went to meet her old teacher. Ellie was joking with her teacher at that time, but still she was worried about her revenge. On returning home that night, Ellie asked Pinpon that if someone hurts her, will Pinpon teach him a lesson or not? But he couldn't understand this at that time. Ellie was angry with her father Gabriel because he never told the police about the incident, but Paula told her that she himself stopped him from doing this. Gabriel himself wanted to kill those 3 people, and even though he knew that Ellie is the daughter of one of those 3, Gabriel gave Ellie as much love as his own daughter. Gabriel didn't want to accept the unborn child, but on the request of his wife Paula, he accepted Ellie. After hearing all this, Ellie started to think about her childhood again, and she remembered that she always had to use her mother's name, and she never got her father's surname. Ellie wanted to go to her father as soon as possible by taking the life of Tourette and Lebelek so that their relationship would improve after the revenge was completed. Actually, their relationship was spoiled when one day Ellie felt that Gabriel was misbehaving with her. At that time, Ellie beat Gabriel and broke his legs. But until today, Gabriel only said that his legs were broken by falling from the tree. Mickey was preparing for the cycling race, but he has not been able to win a single race until now. But he told Ellie that there is a race that he can win, and that race is in the same city where Lebelek lives. And after hearing this, Ellie started to get closer to her plan. At that time, both of them found out that Pinpon has finally fixed his car which he had brought from Italy, and Ellie was also celebrating this happiness. Ellie and Pinpon got married soon, and everyone was happy with this marriage except Pinpon's mother. At first, Pinpon got lost in his happiness of marriage, but then he did not see Ellie anywhere. Despite searching for a long time, he did not find her anywhere. He kept looking for her in the whole village with Mickey, and then he found out that she had come to meet Gabriel. After crying with him for a long time, she left from there saying that she would improve their relationship. Disappointed, Pinpon returned home, and after many hours, Ellie came home at night and said that he thought all the guests would have left. After that night, Ellie started behaving strangely, and their marriage lasted only for 20 days. After which Ellie started spending many days at her mother's house every week. Ellie started meeting Lebelek, whom she had trapped in her love. A few days later, Ellie told her teacher that she was missing on the day of the wedding because 2 men kidnapped her and took her with them, and they forced her. She wrote down the names and addresses of Lebelek and Tourette and gave them to her, and said that if something happens to her, she should give this address and all these things to Pinpon. Pinpon was getting upset with Ellie's actions, but he could not do anything. He also found out that Ellie was never pregnant. And after getting lost in this matter, he started beating her, but he was stopped at the right time. After that night, Pinpon went away from home for work for 2 days. And when he returned home, he and Ellie tried to fix their relationship. They went to another city to watch Mickey's race, and for the first time, Mickey started winning every race. Suddenly, Ellie disappeared in the crowd because Lebelek took her with him. Lebelek found out the truth about Ellie, and he told her that he had nothing to do with what happened to her mother. He told her that the night her mother was forced, 3 different people came to her house that night. Lebelek had actually given the piano delivery work to 3 different people because he and Tourette were busy with other work. They came late with the 3 pianos, and Lebelek had to do the delivery work himself. Then he understood that those 3 people had done something wrong. Lebelek told that 10 years ago, Ellie's father Gabriel also came looking for her, and he also told her the whole truth. After hearing this, Ellie was surprised. She started returning to Pinpon crying, and seeing her in this condition, Pinpon started taking care of her. Ellie became silent as if she was in shock, and Pinpon was upset to see this. Paula was also upset to see her daughter, but she also did not get any answer from Ellie. Ellie talked to Gabriel about this, and then she found out that Gabriel had actually met Lebelek, and he always knows that he and Tourette are both innocent. Gabriel told that when Ellie was 9 years old, he was going to take revenge for the incident that happened to Paula. Actually, Gabriel had found the 3 culprits, and he left the house saying that he was going to meet his sister. One by one, he took revenge from those 3 criminals and killed them. Gabriel also showed him the proof of this, and this truth pushed Ellie towards insanity. She had always lived in the hope that after taking revenge, her relationship with her father would improve, but now this cannot happen. She went away from home again, and while looking for her, Pinpon started getting upset again. Then Ellie's teacher told him what Ellie had told her. Pinpon started thinking about what she had told him, that Lebelek and Tourette have did something wrong with Ellie, and he got their name and address. Ellie had to be admitted to a mental asylum, and she could not even recognize Pinpon because of her condition. She was now thinking that she was still 9 years old, and wanted to meet her father Gabriel. Pinpon could not see her in this condition, and in the desire to take revenge, he killed Tourette and Lebelek in a fit of rage.